Good morning Year 3 and welcome to Tuesday's maths lesson. As usual, today we're going to start off with some quick-fire mental calculations, and we're looking today at adding tens to numbers with 3 digits. So let's have a look at my diagram here. How many ones have we got? Well, we've got 4 ones. How many tens have we got? 9 tens. And we've got 100. So, if I have a look at the calculation over here, I've got 194 add 20. So we've got 194 shown on the place value grid, and we need to add another 20. So if I add 10 more to my tens, how many have I got there now? That's right, I've got 10 tens. And what do we know about 10 tens? We know that 10 tens is 100. But I've only added 1 10 at the moment. I need to add another 10. So what I'm going to do is take away the tens that made my 100, and then I'm left with my other 10. So we've swapped this 10 tens for this 100. So my answer now is showing me that I have got not 100, I've got 200s, I've got 110, and my ones number has stayed the same. We haven't done anything with the ones. Now we can show this also with the 10 frames. So again, we've got 4 showing in our ones 10 frame. We've got 90 in our tens 10 frame, and we've got 100 in our hundreds 10 frame. So we can add to that. So if I add another 10, that 10 frame is now full. So we need to swap that for a 100. So let's take these away. We've swapped all those for 100. We've added 110. Now we need to add another 10. And if we look at the number we've got now, you can see that we've got the number 210 and 4, which gives us a total of 214. So let's have a look now. Oh, pen's not working. Here we go. So 194 plus 20 we have worked out equals 214. Now, let me get rid of all that drawing on there, and we'll have a look at the next question. 174 plus 40. Now I'm going to show this on the number line. So I'm going to start at 174, and then I'm going to count up in tens. So I need to add 4 tens. So 110 will be 184. 2 tens would be 194. And another 10, well, I've got 19 there, so another 10 will make 20 tens and 4 ones, and then another 10 will take us to 21 tens and 4 ones, or 214. Let's have a look. There we are. And then finally 184 plus 40. Now let's get rid of the drawing again. We'll start again. So we'll start with 184, and if we add 10 to that, 184 become 194. Then we can add another 10 to that, which gives us 204. Goodness me, you don't know why I'm jumping into thousands there. So to go to 204, then add another 10, will take us to 214, and another 10 will take us to 224. So let's have a look what's under the box. There we are, 224. So now it's your turn. Again, we've got 3 levels of challenge. You're going to need to use your number bonds to help you cross through the hundreds, and you can also use jottings to help you. So pause the video and have a go. So how did you get on with those? Great. Let's have a look at the answers. You can check those, and then when you're ready, start the video again to see the rest of today's maths lesson. So yesterday we were doing lots of work on turns. I hope you didn't get too dizzy doing your quarter turns and half turns and whole turns. Today we're going to have a look at angles, and to be successful today you need to know what an angle is, and you need to be able to find angles in letters and shapes. So let's have a look. So here we have the word angle. Have you heard or used this word yourself? Have you used it in connection with a shape? Or have you used it when you've been describing turns? Let's have a look. So, here we've got a line. And if I move this, if I turn this line away from that one, we've now created an angle. This gap between the lines is called an angle. So the angle is a measure of how much one line has turned away from a second one. And it's measured in something called degrees. Don't need to worry about that too much at the moment, but when we talk about angles, you'll often hear people talking about degrees. So, if I go back to my lines, I've made an angle there. Ooh, that's not quite what I wanted to happen. If I turn it some more, I've made a bigger angle. So the angle measures how far of a turn the lines have made. Now let's have a look here. These pairs of lines meet at a point to create an angle. So they've turned around the line to make an angle. This one has turned there. This one is a really big angle turned that way. Or we could also say this one has an angle going that way. So angles are everywhere. Pause the video for a moment and have a look around the room to see if you can spot any angles. Okay, so what did you see? Well, I had a quick glance around the room and I could see these different angles. I could see that the clock hands are making an angle there. I could see that my desk is making an angle between the two lines there and there. I could see that there's another angle here where the two lines join. I looked at the window, well, there's loads of angles there. We've got angles down here. We've got angles on this side. We've got angles up the top there. We've even got angles on our bunting. That's not very easy to draw with that pencil. We've got angles at the top of the windows as well. What angles did you find in your house? So, your first task today is to have a look at the worksheet and circle the lines on your sheet that show angles. You might want to pause the video there while you do that, otherwise you can carry on and listen and then do the tasks at the end. Now, here we go. Here are some more shapes. Can you spot the angles on these? Well, this one's quite easy because there's an angle there between the two lines. And if we have a look at the X shape, well, that's got lots of angles. There's one angle there between the two lines. There's another angle there between the two lines, and then we've got more angles on the other side as well. So wherever two straight lines meet or cross, we've got an angle. And on this strange shape over here, well, we've got one angle there and we've got one angle there, because where this line joins, we've got two sides where it can make an angle. So, your task 2 today is to have a look at the letters that are printed on your activity sheet and see if you can find any angles. So if I have a look at the letter S, can you see any angles on there? Well, no, that's because the letter S is curved. There's no straight lines there joining to make an angle. But how about on the letter T? You see, how many angles can you see on that one? That's right, there's an angle there and an angle there. And when we're marking an angle, we mark it with a curve because it's showing that the lines have turned away from each other, and that's where the angle is made. And if we have a look at the letter F, can you see some angles on there? How many angles can you see on that one? Let's have a look. Well, there's one angle there, and there's one angle there, and there's one more angle there. So the F has got 3 angles, the T has got 2 angles, and the S has got no angles. So have a look at the letters on your sheet, mark the angles on, and then write the number of angles for each letter. And then task 3 is quite similar, but this time I want you to have a look at your name. You need to write your name in large capital letters, and then look at each letter and mark all the angles. And can you tell me which letter in your name has the most angles? So those are today's tasks. Off you go, have a go. The blue extension task is looking at some shapes and spotting the angles in the shapes as well. Hand in your work by 3:30 if you can. The next lesson for tomorrow will be available from 5 o'clock. You might want to get your angle eater ready for tomorrow's lesson this evening, or before you do your maths tomorrow, because that will help you when we do our lesson. Anyway, have fun, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.